Aloha. Thank you for joining me in a mindful moment. I get a lot of requests for just taking what I call is a mindful moment, mindful break to just connect to your inner world and how it's relating to the outer world. So I'm just going to invite anybody who's listening, if you would like to follow along. The only instruction is just to simply listen and follow the instructions for how to come into a deeper state of awareness in this present moment. So just invite you to find a comfortable seat. You can be seated, you can be lying down, you can be in your office chair or a chair at home or the couch. But I do want to invite you to make sure that your sits bones, which are seated right at the base of your spine, your trunk, where you just kind of sit, feel kind of like two little rocking points, that you find a nice tall posture in that location. And if you're not able to sit tall, you can just go ahead and, if you're lying down, just pay attention to the lower back region, kind of just below the hips that connect to the sits bones from the back side. And just notice those points as kind of an anchoring or grounding location. So come and get a nice tall spine. You can draw your navel to the back of your spine, and then let your shoulders drop while your spine lengthens. You can almost feel like there is a, like one of those puppets, that have the little strings at the crown of their head, like as if somebody's kind of pulling you up from the crown of your head and making more space in all your joints, all around your body. So coming through that tall posture. Another tip for meditation is to tuck your chin in slightly so that it's sitting over your heart. So you don't want your chin up or down or sideways or like lunged forward. We spend a lot of time, on our devices looking down. So we actually want to kind of over exaggerate, bring your neck back, almost like you're going to give yourself a little bit of a double chin, and then bring it forward until you find that spot where it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of a light spot that I feel, where it's not, there's no effort, it just feels centered. And tuck it just slightly towards the heart. You're going to press your tongue really lightly on the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth, and throughout the practice, I'm going to invite you to just keep that light touch on the roof of your mouth. We call that an energy channel that helps circulate prana, mana, chi, whatever word that you connect with, that life force or vitality. It allows it to be a bit of a lock so that as we do this practice, your energy gets recharged as it circulates. You can also apply a really light root lock at the base of the spine, just simply sitting tight and tall, not tight, sitting tall, and noticing your sits bones will actually bring that into occurring naturally, as well as your navel drawn to the back of the spine. You can place your hands in Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb, or you can place them in a cupping position where you have your left palm and your right, your tips of your thumb touching. You can bring them into like a prayer pose at the heart, or you can bring your left palm at your right, or your left palm over your heart and your right over your navel, or switch sides where left palm is touching your navel, right palm is touching the heart. And just for a moment before you settle into one of your mudras, hand positions of choice, and again, all of our fingertips actually correspond with a different part of our brain, as well as in the spiritual world, a different planet, or astrological world, different planet. So when we're working towards achieving a different state of awareness, you may notice touching your middle finger, your ring finger, or your pinky finger feels a little bit different. Well, it does, because it activates a different part of our brain, as well as a different part of our connection to the cosmic world. So you can play around with that. Our index finger represents Jupiter or expansion, so that's why it's one of the most common, because a lot of people that are going into meditation are wanting to connect to their Jupiter or expansion of their consciousness or their mind. They want to kind of stretch into more awareness of some sort or grow. Our middle finger is connected to Saturn, so this is much more like grounded and rooted and structured. So if you're kind of somebody that tends to be really esoteric and has a hard time grounding, this middle finger might be a helpful one for you. The ring finger is connected to the sun, which helps us with health, vitality. So if you're not feeling really well, you could touch your thumb and your ring finger together to help improve just your sense of health and vitality. Your pinky is connected to Mercury, or the emotional body. So if you're having a lot of different, if you're looking for more emotional awareness or emotional grounding or stability, then you might want, and it also rules communication, right? So it's not surprising to me, as also a therapist, yoga instructor, and many other titles, that the communication and our emotional body are connected. So, but to start, let's invite our left palm on our belly. This really rules our feminine body in our gut, and our right palm at the heart, which really governs more of our masculine, because we really want to invite a wholeness into our practice. So I'm just going to invite you for a moment to just connect with a deeper sense of receiving a message from your navel. And your heart is where we take action. That's like that filter of moving forward from that place of compassion, of love, of kindness, of passion. But really, this is the state of love, of really knowing when we're taking action, we're coming from a place of where we're informed by our gut, we're informed by our feminine, and this is a helpful area in our life to just be aware of right now, to receive the message and take action from the heart. So during your practice, as you attune, you can just be aware of these different energy body points, and whether it means you hold yourself in this space because it feels really good, or you want to go ahead and bring your mudra to a place that feels comfortable for you. Now there's the option of pressing your thumb on that mudra point or pressing it down onto the nail bed. But I'm going to invite, for those of you who are doing this the first time, to go ahead and just, if you're using a mudra, touch the tip, very tip. It should just be like this light electrical impulse. I like to say kind of like the finger of God, you know, touching, you know, that you've seen some of the artwork. We're really just embracing that. So now we're going to connect to our breath and take a nice inhalation through the nose. And I'm going to invite you to open mouth, exhale. And inhale through the nose. And open mouth, exhale. Again, inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. And throughout the practice, we just invite whatever comes up to just bring in this sense of observation without the need to change anything. And filtering it through this space of just noticing without judging or interpreting the information. We're just practicing noticing. And we're filtering it through a lens of compassion so we don't get stuck. We don't try to control any experiences in this moment, just simply taking a moment to allow the mind to drop into the heart. So on each exhalation, I just invite you to imagine just like going down a staircase or dropping underwater, like sinking deep into the ocean or deep into the earth, that your mind just moves down deeper and deeper into the heart. As your breath begins to settle in, just notice what cadence feels good to you. Without trying to force your breathing, it's simply allowing a little more spaciousness with each inhalation, a little more room for that breath to enter in through the nostril. And as you exhale, just letting go of anything stagnant, anything that's outdated or not helpful or is painful or stressful, without giving it any identity, just noticing. that your breath will naturally guide you to doing this. You may bring your eye gaze with your eyes closed, looking at the middle brow point, or you can even draw it to the crown of the head, which may offer more lightness. Just continuing to allow the breath to be soft and full and easy. And again, welcoming all experiences that you're having in your body, your mind, your spirit. As you land inward in that inner rich landscape. And if there's any areas of tension or discomfort, just allow your breath to move into that space and give it a little of your breath. As you breathe in, imagine that breath moving into your heart, and just like medicine, it transitioning into any areas of discomfort, and just notice if that allows a little more room. It might even get a little louder as it's finally being able to be given attention. And if that's the case, we just invite you to take a moment to listen. Again, without a filter of judgment, without any kind of need to change it, just simply practicing, noticing, accepting, including every part of your beingness to be equally important. We invite that compassionate part to be the filter, the accepting part to be the filter, that opens the door to all of the self to have an equal place at the table within your heart, within your soul. And if your mind gets busy, you just simply allow it, notice it, without trying to change it. You may even imagine it kind of like your thoughts streaming by like clouds floating in the sky. Meanwhile, just allowing the breath to gently massage your inner world. You may notice different sounds, different smells, different tastes, different somatic experiences. Just allowing yourself to witness without the need to do anything, just to be here right now, exactly as you are, is perfect. You're right on time. You have all the resources within you. You are loved. You are accepted. And bringing your right palm back to the heart, the left to the belly. Just coming back in. Just inviting you maybe even to just rock yourself for a moment. To just simply hold yourself in this beautiful inner landscape of the richness of the world that lives within. Allow yourself to slightly smile, even if it doesn't feel natural, just for a moment. And just notice the sensation of smiling, what that feels like for you. And now inhale, draw the breath up and in. Bring the eye gaze to the crown of the head and hold the breath. And exhale, you can release the eye gaze, release the breath. Bring your hands in prayer at the heart. You can allow your head to bow slightly towards the heart or towards the hands. And just offer any prayer that feels right for you. Prayer or intention. May all beings be filled with love, be filled with peace, and be driven by a knowing purpose for their lives. Thank you so much. You can allow your eyes to softly open, release any mudras, and just allow yourself to make a gentle transition without any abruptness. Make any movements that feel good as we integrate back into a more alert and aware presence of our external environment. So thank you for practicing today. Thank you for allowing me to share, and may you have a wonderfully blessed and intentional day.